Good evening, everybody. Hope that you've had a great day. It's been beautiful outside, a little bit cloudy, but it was still nice. Got out and rode around a little bit. I'm on vacation or taking a little break from work right now, which I am enjoying. I'm trying to not be so busy and not find everything in the world to do. But of course, there's no such thing as sitting still when you got time. So been working on a couple of projects around the house, trying to get some stuff done and get myself ready for the holidays and all this cooking and all this other stuff you got to get in before everything happens. But been enjoying it. I got some sleep. Anybody that knows me and knows me well knows that one thing I don't ever get enough of is sleep. So I got a chance to sleep in late a couple of days, and it has been wonderful. So this is the latest sound. My name is Wonder Lowe. I'm your host tonight. We have a great show lined up for you, informational show. I hope that you'll get some information, be able to take it back and use it. Please, right now, if you haven't, go over to my page on Facebook and like and follow. And it's the latest sound from Wonder Lowe. And it's also the same thing on YouTube. I know I keep telling y'all I'm going to do better by YouTube. Y'all, I just ain't made it there yet. I'll be honest with you, I'm a Facebook person. I am spoiled. I got to get better on YouTube. But go over, you can watch this on either one of them and watch over there. Hit the subscribe button on the YouTube page. That way you can see the new videos as they post also. Let's see, what else? Thank you for those that do watch every week and keep up with me. Thank you for show ideas that you send me sometimes. I'm appreciative of that. If there is ever a show that you want me to have or discussion you want to be in on, please give me shoot me an email at the ladies lounge 1050 at gmail.com, and I'll be happy to take that suggestion, or you could just send me a message on Facebook and I'll get it that way also. So make sure that you tune in each week. We have a great guest on to talk about some things that interest women, some men, but most of that interests women, because we want to make sure that we're educating, empowering, encouraging women to live their best lives. So let's see, what else do I need to do as far as housekeeping? Well, let me ask you a question. Anybody been watching either of the trials this week? And I don't have to tell you which ones, y'all already know. But has anybody been watching those and keeping up with what's going on? I have, and I'll just say I am very disturbed by both. And I think most people, if you are watching them and keeping up with what's going on, and you're probably disturbed as well too. But I'm hoping for the right verdicts in all of them, and that means that they're found. I'm gonna say the word responsible, so I don't get into no boo boo with Facebook, but I just want them to be found responsible. Let's put it that way. So, keep those families in prayer, because it has to be a horrible, horrible thing to sit through a trial and to hear your loved ones kind of talked about the way some of them are being discussed in the trial, in the cases, and then having to just sit there and look at film and watch the video over and over again. And of course, it reminds me of last summer when we were watching the other film of Mr. Floyd. So, just keep those people in prayer, keep the jurors in prayer, just keep everybody covered, and then pray for each other and take care of each other. Y'all, we're still in the pandemic. Of course, we still got to wear our masks, keep our distance, wash our hands, wash our surfaces, and do all those things that we need to do to make sure that we stay safe. We're getting ready to go into the holiday season, and everybody wants to get together and go Big Mama house. I don't have a Big Mama anymore. So I am, wait, hold up. I am Big Mama now. I just remembered that. I'm grandma. So grandkids come over and we hang out, but everybody is still trying to be safe. Nobody's been sick, and we've all, everybody gets tested and make sure that they're okay. So just during the holidays, make sure you don't forget that. And if at all possible, stay as safe as you can. This time of year is hard for some people. And we talked about that a little bit last week with Dr. Flowers about seasonal, what's it called? I knew I was going to mess the name of it up, y'all. It's seasonal disorder. It's when seasonal, y'all know what I'm talking about. With this time of year, during the holiday seasons, when you get a little bit depressed and you get a little down, and notice the weather is a little bit different, so that affects how we feel also. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I had to get out of the house today because it was cloudy outside, and it made me just feel a little gloomy. So sometimes you just have to get up and move around. Make sure that we're checking on our friends and our family and our loved ones, not just this time of year, but all the time, because people get lonely, and with, some folks still quarantining and still having to be inside because of the pandemic. Just check on them, I see a lot of posts on Facebook, people talking about check on your strong friends because sometimes they need help too. check on your strong friends. Sometimes we still need y'all to check on us and say, "Girl, how you doing?" Just call or text or whatever. But make sure that we're taking care of each other. All right. Let's see. If you've seen the post of tonight's show, you know that we're talking about domestic violence. And what I'm doing is pulling up something on my phone. So if I'm not looking at you, that's what I'm doing. Um, October was the Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Well, we had somebody scheduled to come on, and some things happened. I think we were in the midst of a storm last month around this time, and she was unable to come on last month, so we have her here tonight. So my guest is none other than the Vannessa Denson from Marianna, Arkansas. She is. All thing I can say is she the bomb, y'all. She is the. She
Stop
is
it.
the bomb. This is the woman herself. This is Officer. Oh, let me make sure I say that. Officer Vannessa Denson. And I'm going to let her tell you some things about herself, but I want to just, give you a couple of little tidbits before we get started. And this is a did you know kind of thing. 1 in 3 women and 1 in 4 men have experienced some form of physical violence by an intimate partner. Did you know that? On a typical day, domestic violence hotlines receive approximately 21,000 calls. That's 15 calls every minute. 15 calls every minute. Intimate partner violence accounts for 15% of all violent crimes. Abusers' access to firearms increase the risk of partner homicide at least fivefold. So if there's a gun involved, there's 5 times more likely someone to be hurt or injured or killed. 72% of all murder suicides involved in intimate partner. 72 of all murder suicides involved are intimate partner situations. 94% of those victims are female. Now let that just soak in for a second. 72 of all murder suicides are intimate partners. 94% of the victims of those crimes are females. Now, some years ago, I was on the committee, and please know I cannot remember which one because I've been on a bunch. And one of the things that we did was we did a fundraiser for a nonprofit that dealt with victims of domestic violence. And one of the things I think that really blew me away was that of that 94%, I can't tell you what the exact percentage is, but the majority of those in Arkansas are African American women. So if that tells you anything. So my guest tonight, like I said, is Officer Vannessa Denson, or just Vannessa Denson. And I'll let her have a couple minutes to give a little information about herself, and then we're going to get into the topic. Welcome, Miss Vannessa, to the Ladies Lounge.
Thank you, Wonder. I really, really appreciate you inviting me. I am very honored. You are wonderful.
Thank
And
you.
yes, I still want that pie sent to me.
I got you. I got you.
My name is Vannessa Brayboy Denson. Um, I first got started in domestic violence when I was an officer. Um, and I would go on these calls, and these calls would be with domestic violence. And what really struck me was that it was majority of men being the abuser against the woman. But what made me hurt the most was the children that were affected by the domestic violence. And so often we think it's the woman that's suffering, but in the end and in reality, our children are really suffering behind this, because what our children see us do, they learn from us, and then they carry it on through their life.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm here today to talk to you about domestic violence. I'm here to take questions and to talk about my new domestic violence shelter that it was called My Vision. And they say, write the vision, make it plain. I wrote the vision, I made it plain. And it may have taken me years to get it, but I finally got it. And I am just so blessed to have it. And my goal is to serve or to get another one for the homeless
Mm-hmm.
individuals in our community.
Mm-hmm.
But just let me give you a little bit of background about me. I'm in my 50s. Yay. I have I have two masters, one in psychology. Um I love serving the community. I love being in a community. I I'm in a sorority, the Deltas, Delta Sigma Theta. I have three beautiful children, and I was a victim of domestic violence. But it was a different type of domestic violence. It was the mental domestic violence that really got me because it played a very big part of my personality. It tore my self-esteem down a whole lot. And even at that time, I was an officer, it still tore me down because I always often wondered what people thought
Mm-hmm.
about you or how they felt about you. And when your self esteem is taken away from you by your abuser, you're always wondering if you're doing something wrong, or you're always wondering if, can I make this right if I did something wrong? Or how do I improve myself to make that abuser want to be around me more? You can't. You, as an individual, you have to heal yourself first. And in a domestic violence situation, or a mental situation that you're going through, you're going to heal yourself. You're going to have to sit there and say, well, had I had enough?
Mm-hmm.
Or when is it going to be enough? And when there is enough, you'll know. And you'll go through this stage where you'll snap, and it won't be a blah, going crazy snap. You'll just say enough. And then that's when you'll try to get away from your assaulter. So
Mm-hmm.
most women nowadays, they stay because they don't have the financial stability. And most men do too, because
Mm-hmm.
men are abused just like women are. And we don't think it, but they are. We have men that are mentally and physically abused.
Mm-hmm.
And we think to them, it's like, how they abuse. Well, as women, we can say harsh things just as men can say harsh things.
True.
But as we know, it hurts them more because it tears up their manhood. Well, with us, it tears up our mental stability. So you've got to look at it one or two ways. Domestic violence is serious, it's dangerous, it's harmful, and it can cause a very, very adverse effect on children
Mm-hmm.
and your immediate family. Because if they've telling you over the years to get away from this individual, and it's
Mm-hmm.
hard to get away from this individual because of love. That's a lot of times when we say, we love that person, we love that person, I can't leave him because he loves me. Well, he puts his hands on you. Well, he doesn't mean to, but he loves me.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes love can hurt us more than help us. So
Mm-hmm. Now, we were talking before we came on about just the culture of domestic violence in general. You think back to, I was telling you a story about when I was little, seeing a woman who was physically abusing a man, but also seeing women being physically abused, and hearing older women telling younger women, well, girl, that's a good man. He got a good job. He taking care of you and them kids and whatever, and you all stay there. And then it was so weird because I told you I saw a movie the other night, and the mother told the daughter this, and she was sitting there, eye this big, and you're telling your child to stay with somebody who is literally beating them every single day. And if you think about, just some of the movies you've seen, we talked about the Burning Bed and the Lifetime. If you've been watching Lifetime movies, then you've seen it all. But you think about, a lot of those things are based on true stories, and they're very extreme cases of domestic violence. And sometimes they've shown a couple where it was the other way around. It was the woman being violent also. But it still makes me go back to that one statistic in my head, that 94% of the homicides that happen are the females.
yes, that's true. That
So,
is so
yeah.
true.
Yeah. So walk us through, just say for instance, when someone comes in, what are some of the services that first tell them the name of your shelter and where it is,
Well,
where it can be located and how they can get to it if they need to. And then tell us how you walk people through this, through the services.
okay, my name of my shelter is purple. It's called the Purple Butterfly. It
Mm-hmm.
was named after a very special person that was in my life, and it was my grandmother. She loved butterflies. We're located in Marianna, Arkansas, and we take women with children.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no age limit of who comes in there. Um, with women with their children, women with their children. We provide services like legal services. We provide sexual assault services. We provide a place for you to have shelter. We do rehabilitation with you. We have case management and counseling. We do everything to get you back on your feet, to make you feel more comfortable in a
Mm-hmm.
safe environment. Um, we have a wonderful department here, a police department here, and a wonderful sheriff's department, which, they will come out and, make sure that everything is okay. The shelter is actually, it'll be able to house six, it'll house two families,
Mm-hmm.
and the families, each room is big enough for you to have a bunk bed and a mother to have her bed herself.
Mm-hmm.
So the families, we wouldn't turn you down if you are in need, because we will make room for you. And we just have to go by rules and regulations as far as the state wise. We have to make sure that when you come into our shelter, that there is no drugs. There is no, you have to be tested, COVID tested. We have testing kits there to test you for COVID. We have to make sure that everything is brought in, is sanitized, brought in to make sure that it's safe for you. Each individual will have their own separate areas where they can lock up their personal things and make sure that they are comfortable. And it's basically a warm family environment. It's not like a place where you go where there's like beds stacked on top of beds, like bunk beds, like a homeless shelter. No, this is a house, and a
Mm-hmm.
house is full of warmth. And that, when I first purchased it, when I first walked in, I was very determined to get this house, because I felt that this would be something that is a great asset to our community. It's not just for Lee County, we serve Phillips County and we serve St. Francis County. So we take everybody from every area. And if we don't have enough room for you, we have a community partnership with Second Chance Shelter, which is located in Wynn. So I'm excited that they gave me the opportunity to be able to do this. And if it wasn't for one particular person that pushed me to get this shelter, and her name
Mm-hmm.
is Bridget Hendricks. She is awesome. I used to work with her in Jonesboro,
Mm-hmm.
and she was an officer. I was officer up there, but we were at the college. And when we united, she was like, "Girl, you gotta get a shelter. You got to get it. I know you can do it." And like I said, if it wasn't for her pushing, we wouldn't have the shelter today. So
Mm-hmm.
we've had people come in, and we've had them actually found them places to stay. They've gotten them apartments. We've
Mm-hmm.
helped them with other things that they needed in their life. We made them stable. And we have a partnership with the local community, it's HUD, where they can come out and we'll send it. We have a partnership with the apartment complexes here. We'll send them there and we'll tell them, hey, this young lady and her children need a place to stay once they leave our
Mm-hmm.
shelter. Is that okay? And we've gotten so many people into that apartment complex. It's just awesome. So once they come in, they don't really stay long, because we try to transition them into a better place and a better
Mm-hmm.
stability, where We still keep in contact with them to see if they need anything, and they can always call us, because we're just not just a domestic violence shelter. We are it was started off as Brave Boy Safety Against Domestic Violence Crisis Center. So we are a crisis center. We will help you do other things in the community. We love our elderly. We make sure that they're okay. But one of our passions is that I have a great group of women on my board. Kim Sykes. I have Adrian Wilson. I have Renette McCargo. And I have a wonderful person that helps me write grants. so, so these people are a key part of my life. And if it wasn't for them helping me, keeping me going, keeping me motivated, because I work as right now as a probation and parole officer, but my main goal in life is to open up another shelter, like I
Mm-hmm.
stated, and to move on to getting to be more community acclimated, to get everything, get people stable, especially women,
Mm-hmm.
because as a woman myself, I'm not saying that my self-esteem was up there. My self-esteem was way down here at
Mm-hmm.
one time because of the mental abuse that I had was taken over the years, because I felt like, okay, I love this person.
Mm-hmm.
So when you love somebody, they can take you through there,
Yep.
but it is you as an individual that needs to break that cycle. And I'm here to help. So if you want to get in contact with me, you can reach me on my Facebook page. It's called the Purple Butterfly. I also have one that's a domestic violence on Facebook, domestic violence shelter. Also, I have one, Brave Boy Safety Against Domestic Violence Crisis Center. You can get contact with me all those ways, or you can reach me at my email, which is very easy. It's stopviolence67 at gmail.com. You can reach me that way, or you can call me on my cell phone, which goes directly to me, 870-636-2781. If you have any questions, if you need pamphlets, you need literature, you need anything that will help an individual, we're here to help our community. Like I stated, I have a great group of women that are backing me with my shelter, and they are awesome. They will step in and help in a heartbeat. And they are actually they have degrees and certificates and those type of trainings that can help you. So if you need anything, if you need motivation, call us. If you need to just talk, call us, because sometimes we feel that nobody's out there listening to us. They don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
We understand. We understand what you're going through. We're here to listen. And another thing too, since COVID-19 has made a major effect on domestic violence.
Yep.
Being shut in a house, being cooped up with your mate all day, with your children there, and when they weren't in school, that has caused a lot of domestic violence situations, and that has made our percentages go up really high. So, like I stated, if you need to talk or if you need a breather, just give us a call, and we're here to help you, and we're here to talk to you, and we're here to make sure that everything is okay for you. Don't feel that there's nobody out there that is not willing to listen to you. That's why we're
Mm-hmm.
here, because the holidays, as we were talking about, it's a stressor. The holidays are
Mm-hmm.
coming, and sometimes during the holidays, we become depressed. And when we become depressed, we have a tendency that we might want to take our lives. Well, we don't want you to do that. We're here to talk to you. Even though you might be going through something, we're still here. Mental violence is good. It is a key factor because it messes with you a lot. It's not just the physical, it's the mental part. And we let it mess with our psyche. So if you have any questions, you can give us a call and we're here to help you. And as I can see, she's posted, it says you can call 911 and they'll dispatch you to someone. Now, if you feel that there is someone that's in danger, don't overlook it. Just make that call. If you have to make an anonymous call, excuse me, I feel that my neighbor, she's being abused. I can hear her over there screaming. You're not meddling. You're probably going to save her life. So let's think about that. Don't just turn our heads away from it because we see it and we don't want to get involved. We want to stop domestic violence. We want to make sure that we help. And awareness is the key. Awareness is the major key.
Yeah. So. Now, I'm glad you did mention the fact that, and I was thinking about that earlier about how much more domestic violence has increased since the pandemic hit. And one of the things that, I was reading the comment. I'm sorry, my mind floated. I was like, wait a minute, they say what? Think about how much, and you're right, you're enclosed, you're inside, and particularly when everybody was on quarantine, when we were all inside for that little period of time. And I was doing some research on it this evening. I'd done some earlier. And man, when you type in just domestic violence during the pandemic, it's like a million resources that come up. And every one of those things, all the reports from the CDC, from the NIH, all of them will tell you that there was this drastic increase during the pandemic. But if you'll think about it, everybody's at home, like you said, the kids are there, you're there, he's there, and tension is high, money is short.
Yes.
Because a lot of people lost jobs and weren't able to make a living. So you have all of the I hate to say it, but you have all of the bad ingredients for that to turn out badly. Yes. Because everybody's all on the edge because number one, we don't like being told we can't go anywhere. Number two, we definitely don't like being told we don't have a job. Yes. The money's not coming in. And then you don't know what tensions were already there before these things happened. So that's just one more thing adding on top of what was already probably going on, and it just made things worse. So you have a lot more people seeking help, and you have a lot more people, being abused in those situations. But also, child abuse rose during the pandemic, also. Yes. So not just domestic violence in the sense of men and women, but also in the case of children. And you think about it, I'm like you think about who suffers the most from all this happening, and it is the kids in a lot of cases. In the cases where you have the parents, one parent might kill the other parent or something happens to the other parent, then that child has lost both parents. So then that's a whole nother set of situations and things that come on down the line that's going to come out of that one particular domestic violence issue. But it's so much stuff going on right now, and we have to be so you said something earlier about if you see something, say something, right? You don't have to go and get in somebody's face, but like you said, make that phone call, slip that person some information, or, let them know what websites they can go and see, email. I mean, however you got to do it, because it might be actually saving somebody's life. What is this?
Also, you need to think about if you're going through this, seek therapy. You have the resources. Sometimes some people are on Medicaid, some people got good insurance, some people have our kids or whatever. If that child needs assistance, let them go and speak to someone, because they see these things going on in their family and they don't say anything, and it builds up and they'll act out. That's an increase in the schools. They act out in the schools because they see that their parents are arguing, so they don't have a release. So if somebody antagonizes them, another child in school, then they might act out. So what I can say to you is that if you need help, seek help. Don't just let it go by the wayside. And as an outsider, we need to help as well, because we often say this when something happens tragically. Oh, I wish I could have been there for that person, or
Mhm.
oh, I wish I could have helped. Yeah, you can help. You can help. They say you want your flowers now, not later. Give them their flowers now, and your flowers are basically assisting them, helping them, speaking to them, because all they want to do is someone to listen and to
Mhm.
hear what they're going through. And that's the most important part. I can remember I couldn't understand why was that person talking to me like that? Why did they feel that I was why did I feel talked down to?
Mhm.
And I couldn't understand. I was like, "Well, I'm a good person. Why do you talk down to me? What did I do? You didn't have to do anything. It's not you. It's them.
Mhm.
It's not you. It's them." And we've got to remember that. We always blame ourselves. We need to stop blaming ourselves, and we need to think and say, okay, well, they need assistance. They need help. But you need help by planning an escape plan. If you're in that very dangerous situation, get out. Get out. Because one day you might come home and you might not be able to get out.
Mhm.
You can always have the police escort you out. Just tell them, hey, I want to leave. Can you come here? Just come to the house and they'll help you. That's what officers do. They will help you. I want to leave, but he won't let me leave. Sometimes you can't. You might have to leave in the middle of the night. It's up to you, but you have to know when it's enough is enough. And I
Mhm.
always say, think about our babies, our children. Our children are our future, and our children see and learn and hear everything, and they're quick to pick it up. So if they feel like this is an okay thing to do, domestic violence, my daddy did it to my mom. So when they get a girlfriend, or they get someone that they care about, and they go to hit them, that was a learned process. And they felt like, okay, well, it was okay for my dad to do it. No, it's not
Mhm.
okay for you to do it. It's a learned process. So,
Mhm.
and it's not just with men, it's women too. We
Exactly.
use this. This is the most dangerous thing you can use, because words hurt. So,
Hmm. I was thinking about, we had that conversation before about the teen dating violence. How
yes,
many teens are in danger. And if you notice on that hotline, there's a number for that also. And it's 866-331-9474. So even if you are a teenage girl and you're dating a guy, or you are a teenage guy and you're dating a girl, because we keep saying it the other way around, but it can be either way. If you're
yes,
in a relationship and you're being hit, you're being mentally abused, you're being physically abused, you're being threatened, you're being demeaned, you're being belittled, do what you can to get out of it. Now, I had a person on this, been a couple months ago, was on, that was saying that the most dangerous time in a situation is for a domestic violence victim is the day that they decide to try to leave, because
yes,
that person is not willing to give up the control they've had over them all that time. So that might be that very well, if I can't have you, nobody will kind of situation, and it gets really dangerous. Now, one thing, and we've had this conversation. I think every friend I got that's female, we've when the cat tell you, if I can't have you, can't nobody have you, please run. Don't think it's cute. Don't think, oh my God, he just so love me. No, fool. Run.
yes. That
I'm
is the
sorry to
key
say it like that.
words.
Run. I don't get when you cannot utter those words to me. Because if I'm gonna take you seriously, if I can't have you, nobody will. No, ma'am, no, sir. No. If somebody's telling you that, please, 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 please put some space between you and that person, because 9 times out of 10 is gonna come a time when they're gonna try to make that to be a true statement.
Yep.
I've said this. I've been married for 30 some 4 or 5, I don't know, but long time. I've always said this. I don't want anybody to need me. I want you to want me. Fine to want me. But I want you to want me with some sense. Now that sounds funny.
Yes.
But I don't, when folks get to talking about I need you, I can't breathe without you. Oh my God, no. We're not a Tony Braxton song. You gonna breathe if I leave, and I'm gonna breathe if I leave. Put distance between you and people when they start talking to you like that. Little girls, that's not cute when the boy telling you stuff like that. If you're dating somebody who's telling you, if he look at you, I'm gonna do this to you, I'm gonna do, you better not walk this way or do this. That's a method of control.
Or your appearance is, your appearance, your clothing.
They start telling you what you can and cannot wear. They blowing up your cell phone. They tracking you, want to know where you are, who you talking to, what you're doing. That ain't cute. We get stuff mixed up and we start going, oh, he just really loved me. No, baby. He's grooming you. That's grooming. He getting you ready to take control. And actually, in so many ways, he already has. Because if you went back and changed clothes and changed your makeup and changed your hair, and you no longer talk to your friends, and you can't go nowhere with your friends, even if you're at school and you eat lunch, you got to eat lunch by yourself because he don't want nobody sitting close to you. That's not cute. And that ain't love. If he has already punched you in your head and kicked you, spit on you, talk crazy to you, that ain't love.
Correct.
And I think we don't talk to our daughters enough like that. And we don't teach our sons that ain't how you show love.
Correct.
Little boy was bullying my granddaughter at school. And I can't pretend to be 6 years. I can't pretend to be 5 and go up there and handle him because I'm a little too tall. But I hate to hear people say, oh, the little boy messing with you, he must like you. Well, if you pulling my hair, kicking me, pushing me down in recess, taking my toys, you treating me that way, you don't like me.
Correct.
And we're teaching our daughters that, oh, that's just how they show you they like you, girl. He tease you, he like you. You can I'd rather you dislike me. If you gotta do all of that, you stay on, go on. We ain't gotta be on the same playground. You go on this slide. Just stay away from me. Because I'm gonna tell you, the little girl I was, and if any of my classmates, or anybody went to school would tell you what Wonder do. Wonder will punch you. You do something to Wonder, what Wonder gonna do? Wonder gonna punch you. And you don't want to teach the girls to just be out there fighting, but at the same time, teach your kids how to keep their hands to themselves. And it's not cute when the little boy picking on a little girl and pushing her down and hitting her. Because guess what happens when you're doing that to a little girl at 5 years old? You're going to be able to do that to her at 25 years old. Because she's going to think that's how you show love. So I didn't preach the whole sermon. Tell your boy.
No, you're just telling the truth.
Yeah, but that's just telling the truth. I was thinking about, just like I said, the little boy messed with my granddaughter. I'm like, no, don't. I better not ever hear nobody. Well, girl, he just doing it because he like you. No, you dislike me then. We ain't got to play together. When you get old enough and mature enough and you know how to express love without it being painful to me,
yes,
then maybe we can talk. But if I'm getting in some kind of pain, you don't like me. And I need you to leave me alone. Need you to leave my folks alone. Don't even be around me. But I see too many younger women. I've worked with some women before that have come to work. And I know when you got on an extra layer of makeup. I can look at your face and tell. I know when you wearing a turtleneck and it's hot outside, you got marks on your neck. I've seen it. And you can't tell somebody, well, you need to leave him. I can't tell you that. But I'm going to tell you to do things that's going to make you safe. And if you need my help, then I'm going to help you. Or if you need me to call somebody so they can do something to help you. I don't want to see nobody get hurt. I wouldn't even want to work with a guy and he came to work with scratches or cuts or bruises on him. because that means he getting hurt. I don't want to see him get hurt either. So it wouldn't be just me saying something to a female; it would be a male also. So that kind of stuff is what comes to my mind because I've seen enough stuff in my lifetime because I'm in the 50 club too that even when it's quiet, even when it seems like there's nothing going on, when people's personalities change around you, when they get real
Yes.
protective and they start, well, we used to eat lunch together, but now you got to eat lunch by yourself and hurry up and go back to work. I have a dear friend. She passed away some years ago. And oh my God, I think to this day I still have some trauma and some guilt because I knew what was happening, but I didn't know how to help her. And I knew what was happening. She came to work limping one time. It was so bad. Her whole side was just a huge bruise, where he literally had knocked her down and then kicked her in her side. So you work with people, you go to school with people, you around somebody every day. You don't never know what people going through. That's why you don't mistreat folks. You don't mistreat folks, period, because that's wrong. But you don't ever know what another person is going through. So you have to be really careful about how you do approach people and how you treat them. But that just makes me, whenever we talk about this, I always think about the people that I know that have gone through some stuff and didn't have help or didn't have family that supported them in leaving.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Our
And then they got
families
worse.
can be our enemies. Our
Yeah.
families can be our enemies because they, like you state, oh, he's a good man. And why you just can't, he's just trying to help. He's the provider. He's going to do this for you. He's going to do that. Well, we keep hearing that enough and we're not going to leave.
Mm-mm.
And going back to what you're saying about feeling guilty on not trying figuring out how to help her,
Mm-hmm.
individuals can smile all day long, but they could be hurting inside because
Yeah.
they don't know how to tell you that they're in that type of abusive relationship without
Mm-hmm.
getting hurt,
Yeah.
without getting ostracized, because people have a tendency when you are in a domestic violence relationship, they can hurt you more by talking behind your back instead of talking to help you.
Mm-hmm.
They talk behind your back and say, oh, this girl, she's in a domestic violence situation, I would do this if I was her. You don't know what that person is going through.
Nope.
You can talk all day long and say, well, I hit him upside his head with a frying pan, I'll do this and that. You don't know
Yeah.
what that person is doing to that person. You could be the strongest person in the world. Take, for instance, I was a police officer at the time.
Mm.
And let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you straight up, I got punked down when I came
Wow.
home because you look like a dyke in your uniform. Take that uniform off. I don't like seeing that uniform. And it was like, really? Really? But you know what? You know what I did? I took it off because even though I had high authority, even though I had the law behind me, I
Mm-hmm.
still had that mentality level of, okay, I can't leave because of my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I can't leave because what am I going to do? I don't want people to talk about me. You in law enforcement. Come on. You know, you feel like that's a bad thing towards you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not, because later on in life I learned, hey, you don't have to take mental abuse. You don't have to take someone talking down to you. You don't have to do that. I had to build my self-esteem back up. I had to learn to, people say, oh, she's strong, she's educated, she's this, she's that. No, you don't know, as they say, you don't know my story.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a story.
Yep.
And that story will tear you down and you be like, oh, I can't believe you did what? No, everybody has a story, but it's getting help for that story that makes you feel better about yourself. And that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to feel better about yourself. You're going to have to get out of that situation. But it's just
Mm-hmm.
going to take you to say, what is the key word? Enough.
Mm-hmm.
Enough is enough. When I said it, I was hot. And you could hear the little voice in you saying, I can't believe you said that. You know, yeah, when you had enough, enough is enough. So just remember that we're here for you. The Purple Butterfly Shelter is here for you. If you're in a domestic violence crisis or you need a place to stay for, to get yourself together, and we find you other resources where you can go to live stable, we will help you. We're here to assist and help you. We're here to show you how you can do these things and get back on your feet, where you don't have to worry about waking up in the middle of the night looking over your shoulder or feeling somebody you can't sleep. You sleep with one eye open, or you just like looking your children in their rooms. If you ever seen a child scared from domestic violence, it's a horrible feeling.
Hmm.
I've seen it. So you need to just think about things and think about life, because
Yeah.
that's what it is. It's about life and survival. Our our shelter motto is don't be a victim, be a survivor. And that's what we're here to do, to help you be survivors. So
All right. Well, Vanessa, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking some time to come on tonight. I posted the information that you gave earlier, your phone number, the Purple Butterfly Shelter information. Also, if you can see on the screen, there's information for domestic violence shelters and resources. If you need that, go to domesticshelters.org or domesticpeace.com. I'm going to also, I think I posted over here a couple of minutes earlier, the phone number. So hold on just a second. I'm trying to be a little fancy tonight, y'all. I've learned how to use some more. You know, you learn how to use stuff, you get all fancy and just, be doing stuff. So there you go.
ah,
Look at there. If you're in danger, call 911. Wait a minute. Oh, I forgot it is a little short video. Yeah, let me take that other one off so you can see that better. But anyway, those numbers are posted also in the comments. So if you need those numbers, please use them. If you know somebody else that needs those numbers, please share them. You know, bad as it is, or what was it? I can't remember what the little saying is. Something as is kept, quiet as is kept, as the old folks say. All of us know someone who probably needs those numbers and needs that service. And if you don't, it could be you. So if it's you and you're watching this show tonight, please know that there are resources and there are people that are here to help. You can contact Vanessa if you need to contact me to get in contact with her, or if you need any of those resources there on the screen, please write them down, put them in a safe place so that you can use them whenever you need to. All of these websites have a built-in shutdown thing. So if you're ever on that site and you're worried about somebody seeing what you're looking at, there's a button that you can click and it immediately wipes your screen clean. So I don't want you to be afraid to look at it because there's a way for you to escape. It's called an escape button. I'm so sorry. My mind couldn't think of that word. But there is an escape button on the page. So if you're looking at either domesticshelters.org or domesticpeace.com, you can always click that little button and it'll wipe your screen clean. So that way, if somebody is watching you, they can't tell what you were looking at. So make sure, again, that you use those numbers if you need to. Share them with somebody else if they need them. And, do what you have to do to be safe. Make sure that you have a really good escape plan. And like Vanessa said, it may be that you're leaving in the middle of the night. It may be that you're leaving in the middle of the day. Make sure that however you choose to do it, that it's going to be the safest way for you. And especially if your children, if you have small ones, go ahead and put back some money. Go ahead and make sure you have copies of all your ID, birth certificates, driver's license, all those things. Put those in a Ziploc bag and keep them. whatever it is that you know that you're going to need to go and get started over with, make sure that you've got those things set aside in a safe place if you ever do have to get up and leave, whether it be in the middle of the night or, like I said, in the middle of the day. Make sure that your plan is safe for you and your children. Um, in the meantime, Vanessa, do you have anything else that you want to share with us as far as, if you would, just, I tell you what, give them the address and everything. Well, give them as much information you can about the shelter and how to contact you one more time.
You can contact me at 870-636-2781. You can also reach us at our email, which is stopviolence67@gmail.com, or 68 or 70. All you have to do is, those are our two other young ladies that can help you. Also, remember this: if you do need assistance to get out, you can call the police department and they will escort you out the house safely. They will come and help you. We've done it before. When I was an officer, their lady wanted to leave. We escorted her and her children off. Your local county sheriff's departments will do it for you. If you live in a county, they will escort you out. If you're in Lee County, they will call me and ask me, do you have a place for you? Because they know that we have a shelter here. So we'll make it safe, and we'll make it safe for you, so you'll have a peaceful transition to move on. So just remember that you are not a victim. You are the survivor. Never, never, never blame yourself for someone that tells you that you're the person that's doing something wrong. You're not. Don't you agree, Wonder?
I agree.
Yes. So if you do need us, just contact us. You can reach us on our page. We are on Facebook, Purple Butterfly, and we have Brave Boy Safety Against Domestic Violence Crisis Center. We are on the page. You can contact us through Messenger, and we will contact you right back because it alerts our phones. So if you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call. And Wonder, thank you so much for having me on your show tonight. I really appreciate that. I really, really do.
You are so welcome. I'm actually, look, I was trying to switch over real quick and look at it on YouTube. Wow. Believe it or not, I've never watched on YouTube. But thank you again. I so appreciate you. I know you had a long day and I have too. Everybody continue to take care of yourself, pray for each other. Happy holidays. We're getting ready to go into that season. Make sure that you're checking on your loved ones. Make sure we're checking on. It's getting a little cooler outside, and we're in Arkansas, so y'all know we might not get cold till next year. But it's getting a little cooler outside, so make sure that we're checking on our friends, our neighbors, and family members who may be elderly and may not have heat or something might be out. Just make sure we're checking on each other, making sure everybody's safe and taken care of during this season, and always, not just during this season, but always. And again, thank you to you guys who always tune in and support the show. Support me, support my guests. I appreciate y'all so much. Glad that y'all are watching on YouTube. Yay! So make sure you go there and hit that subscribe button. That way you can always see when we're posting a new video. And then make sure you go to the Facebook page and like us there. So thank you again, Vanessa. I'm going to let you get some rest, ma'am. And
thank you.
You're welcome. And again, those numbers are posted in the chat box if anybody needs them. And I also have them posted on my page. So you all have a good night. Be safe. Take care of yourself. And we love you. And I'll see you next Tuesday. I think next Tuesday, we won't have a regular talk show. Next Tuesday, I'll be cooking.
What you cooking?
I don't know. Oh, no. I got to do chicken and dressing next Tuesday. I forgot.
Oh.
Yeah, I have to do chicken and dressing next Tuesday. So we won't have a ladies lounge, but we'll have Mayro's Cafe live. Y'all kill it. I bet y'all be like, where'd she get these names from? I make them up. So Tuesday we'll be cooking. It'll be chicken and dressing because I had some folks that send me messages going, hey, don't know how to make it, make some. So I'll show you how I make mine, and that'll be our Tuesday show. If you would like to hop on the live, if you'll just send me a little message, I'll be sure to pull you in because I want to, hear what you're thankful for. We don't say thank you enough, and we're probably and during this time we have to be grateful for a whole lot of things. So if you want to just pop in for a couple of seconds on the show next week and just say what you're thankful for, you are more than welcome to do that. Like I said, just send me a little note so I can send you an invite and you can join us. So again, thank you all. See you next Tuesday. We'll be making chicken and dressing, chicken and dressing for Thanksgiving. Hope that you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Happy birthday. I don't know if I said that to November people yet. I keep forgetting it. But happy birthday if your birthday is this month. Please enjoy the whole month as courtesy. We give that to you. You are welcome to the whole 30 days. Have fun. Take care of yourself. Hey, I celebrate my birthday for like 2 months. So, hey, I'm good. I'm letting you do 30 days. I don't want y'all to be like me and do 2 months now. But have fun. Take care of yourself. And we'll see you again next week. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right.